for thousands of years, ever since the practice of bartering and exchanging goods for some method of service or currency, some mother has always tried getting his shit for free, and this remains true for both anime and manga. In this day and age, anime and manga piracy can be seen just about anywhere you look, and while it may seem harmless, it can have some profound effects on the industry, culminating in dedicated fans wrestling with whether piracy can ever be morally justified in some instances. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this overview discussing the who, what, and why of piracy in the anime and manga industry. Quickly, for those who may not know, this form of piracy does not involve donning a straw hat and setting sail. This type of piracy is defined as the unauthorized use or reproduction of another's work, essentially utilizing something that you didn't create without asking. Now, I'm not going to get into the gray area of fair use because that could be a whole other video in and of itself, but now that we know what piracy is, let's take a look at the various forms piracy takes place within the anime and manga industry. For starters, we're jumping into by far the most popular form of piracy facing the industry, and it's none other than anime streaming sites. These are unofficial websites that host files of hundreds of thousands of anime episodes and movies from various different series and studios, ranging from the mainstream to the obscure. The appeal of these sites are to provide anime fans with an almost endless supply of anime that the libraries of official competitors such as Crunchyroll and Hulu couldn't dream to match to, while providing a commercial-free experience with unlimited downloads, all at no cost. Some of the sketchier sites can be plagued with malware and some rather ungodly pop-ups, but can typically be subverted with general web surfing common sense. But for some reason you don't have that, there exists a plethora of forums and subreddits that will point you in the right direction. But isn't that kind of cool? Like in 2024, it feels like ads are more invasive than ever. You got ads on the Las Vegas Dome, ads on Netflix. Depending on where you live, you look up and there's ads in the damn sky. But not on illegal anime websites. Something about them being spread exclusively via word of mouth reminds you of a time where society was slightly less dystopian. Naturally, the goal of these sites are to circumvent the prices of premium subscriptions of official streaming services and Blu-rays. And while this is undoubtedly highly illegal, believe it or not, sites like these are doing a great service to the anime community in a way you may not expect. In the age of streaming services, it's becoming more apparent to us as consumers that we don't actually own any of the shows we pay to watch every month. Fan favorite shows and movies that corporations deem unprofitable are disappearing without a trace, and with physical media seemingly on the decline, preservation of media has become more important than ever. OVAs that have been lost to time, licensing issues that won't allow your official streaming channel to host in your region, streaming sites make all of that irrelevant. Now you might be wondering, wow, streaming sites sound so good, what kind of impact is this having on the industry? Well, it's pretty profound. In 2023, the Japan Times reported that in 2021, there was a record loss from piracy of Japanese media totaling 2 trillion yen, which in US dollars comes out to about $15 billion. Now, it's important to note that this metric included video games and manga as well, but it's heavily implied from the article that anime made up the largest percentage. And despite the benefits of streaming sites I mentioned previously, this is a big problem. Anytime you complain about your favorite anime not getting a season 2, or that certain anime studios are overworking their animators, streaming sites are likely playing a factor into that. And we're not the only ones that are aware of this. In 2022, Nikkei Asia reported that publishers and streaming platforms from various countries were teaming up to combat the online piracy of anime. And it's only right that after dumping all this information on your heads, that I provide you with some examples. Many seasoned anime fans hold KissAnime in a very high regard as the fallen king of anime streaming sites, and that title was rightfully earned. Founded in 2012, KissAnime.ru was one of the most popular anime streaming sites in the entire world, with their black and green aesthetic quickly becoming an internet staple. Not only did they host a massive archive of completed series, but made an effort to update ongoing series on the same day or even earlier than official releases. These leaked episodes would often possess fan-translated subtitles known as fan subs, where independent teams create their own subtitles for their favorite anime, either in favor of accuracy or for series that are lacking an official translation. The site was well designed, featuring a What's Hot section on the front page, displaying what viewers were most interested in, as well as an active comment section serving as a place of community for anime fans during a period where anime still had not reached mainstream popularity in America. However, in the year 2020, unfortunately your immune system was not the only thing that was compromised. Fans were displeased to find that KissAnime would be shutting its doors for good, as a result of a magnitude of copyright infringements from Japan, falling victim to the aggressive anti-piracy movement seen in recent years. Giving credit where credit is due, I'm still falling short to convey the scope of KissAnime's popularity. I tried to dig up some old website traffic stats, but I wasn't able to find any. KissAnime was the anime streaming site. Like, if you or your friend wanted to watch literally any anime, this is where you would go. It's one of those you had to be there kind of moments. Mirrors of the site still exist to this day, but are best avoided as many of them are phishing sites preying on unsuspecting viewers. Some of these mirror sites boast a whopping hundreds of millions of views for popular anime series still, so just imagine the kind of numbers that the OG site was pulling. There do exist many still active alternatives to KissAnime, but I ain't no snitch. Just know they exist and have followed in the footsteps of KissAnime, improving upon where they left off. But now, we take a look at the other huge form of piracy, manga. Piracy in the manga industry essentially follows the same principles as piracy in the anime industry with a few key differences. To start, let's take a look at the source of the manga piracy process, the magazines. If you weren't already aware, publishers such as Weekly Shonen Jump and Weekly Shonen Sunday traditionally release their chapters as a physical paper magazine, not as a digital anthology. And being that their magazines are to be sold in stores on the same day each week, just as every other product, to avoid release delays, they have to reach the store's inventory a few days in advance, leaving a massive gap for both employees and delivery service people to have early access to the magazines, resulting in both spoilers leaking and chapter scans. These scans are managed by what are known as scanlation teams, short for scan translations, where the scans are translated and distributed into multiple languages and uploaded ahead of the official release. Despite being highly illegal, a lot of professional work goes into the quality of the scans. Not only are they scanned in high quality, they are translated and proofread in what many fans prefer over the official translations and require redrawing, typesetting, cleaning, and much more. Over the years, there have been many popular scanlation teams to come and go, with some of the most notable teams being jaiminisbox, MangaStream, and Manga Panda, who have all closed their doors years ago, either out of legitimate legal trouble or fear of it. Scanlation teams as a whole are still very much active to this day, but with the current anti-piracy movement from Japan being so powerful, day by day they await the risk of being shut down and apprehended. Spoilers and scans have become such a rampant issue within the manga community that many fans feel compelled to forego the official releases just to keep up. Because being an active member of a manga's online community essentially means you'll have to go the majority of the week staying off the internet to avoid spoilers. And what a shame that is, especially when we live in an age where manga is more accessible than ever, with free platforms such as the Shonen Jump app and the Manga Plus app, as well as many book distributors selling manga volumes at fairly discounted prices. RIP to Right Stuff and Book Depository. Additionally, digital manga is much easier to keep under wraps, which is why you're always hearing about One Piece and Jujutsu Kaisen leaks, and you never hear anything about Chainsaw Man or Dandadan leaks. And the fact of the matter is, no matter how hard Japan tries to crack down on scanlation teams, as long as physical versions of magazines continue to be sold, this will always be a problem. Now that we've gone over the scan creation process, where do these scans go? Well, to the manga equivalent of anime streaming sites, of course, where thousands upon thousands of every type of manga you can imagine are hosted for your enjoyment. Completed series, ongoing series, one-shots, cancelled series, wink wink, Japanese versions, official translations, scanlations, it's all there. And just as how sites like KissAnime would host anime not legally available in regions outside of Japan, or that are otherwise lost to time, manga sites do the same but cranked up to 9,000. These days, it's almost impossible to run into an anime you want to watch that's not available in your language. If it doesn't have a dubbed version, at the very least, it has the subtitles you're looking for, and for that, you can thank studios like Crunchyroll and Funimation. Again, RIP to Funimation. But manga is an entirely different story. Manga volumes being printed in various languages, and the behind-the-scenes business decisions of book publishers can create barriers for lots of manga receiving proper translations. Some of the most popular manga of all time, such as Gintama and Kingdom, still don't have official English translations, despite having had a successful anime with English subs and dubs for years. And with the last point of manga piracy, we have the discussion around content creation. YouTube videos, TikToks, Twitter threads, Instagram posts, These are all platforms where every week you can find content being created explicitly off of scans and or leaks. This is yet another reason as to why many fans feel compelled to read scans so that they can keep up with their favorite manga content creators. And while most content creators make it a point to support both the unofficial release and the official release and encourage their fans to do the same, that doesn't necessarily mean that the fans do. And while the content creators aren't responsible for others' choices, they can't deny their contribution to it. But do not confuse this for me bashing on content creators. I am one myself and fully understand the pressure of being an up-to-date creator as well as taking your job seriously. In 2022, Nikkei Asia reported a loss of 800 billion yen for manga piracy from just January to October alone, which translates to about 6.95 billion US dollars, which shows how big of an issue manga piracy has become. Also, I just wanted to add that new series are not typically impacted by scanlations or piracy much at all, as with the amount of work each series requires, if there is no demand they simply will not be picked up by a scanlation team. So if your new favorite jump manga was axed on chapter 18, don't blame these guys. Anime and manga are clearly the two largest and most profitable areas for piracy, but there are some less obvious instances in which they occur as well. Have you ever walked into an anime themed store and everything just felt off? Like that figure over there, I can clearly tell that's supposed to be Goku, but something about him just looks a little weird and you can't put your finger on it. This is the world of counterfeit anime merch. These less than passing attempts to swindle ignorant kids or unsuspecting fans out of their hard-earned money is both hilarious and disappointing. So many times I've been in these kinds of stores with younger family members and I literally have to drag them out and convince them the stuff in it isn't real. And it's not just figures either. They have clothes, backpacks, accessories, they have everything. And I can see how tempting it can be to someone who's never appreciated the quality of a Band Presto or SH Figuarts, but it's literally the equivalent of going to McDonald's over Five Guys. You're just doing yourself a disservice. And including the piracy of anime related games, which I'd imagine happens just as often as other games, which would be an entirely different video. I wasn't able to find any figure on how much is lost on the counterfeit merch alone, but as a reminder, these figures were included in the source provided earlier, totaling a loss of 2 billion yen. So by now we've gone over what piracy is, all of the various forms that it takes place, and how much it impacts the industry. And while I've sprinkled it throughout the video, it's time to get down to it and pose the question, is piracy ever okay? Legally? Of course not. And don't let it be Nintendo because they will come after you. But is it morally okay? Well, it depends on the situation. Let's say there's a manga you want to read and your only options are reading scans or going to the Shonen Jump app. In this scenario, if you choose to read scans, I would say that this is wrong, as you can support the series and its creators for only $2 to $3 a month. Now let's say there's an anime you want to watch, but due to licensing, no official streaming services in your region legally allow you to watch it. Then I would say it's perfectly okay to utilize unofficial channels to watch that anime. A good rule of thumb to follow for all forms of media is that if it's reasonably and conveniently accessible through official means, it's in your best interest to support the art and its creators. But if the content is not readily or conveniently accessible through official means, usually behind a barrier of excessive cost or region unavailability, piracy is a-okay in my book. Also, if the creator of said content is a bigot or has some kind of disturbing convictions, cough cough, JK Rowling, feel free to pirate their stuff, even if it's readily available. But seriously, my word is not law. My intention was not to speak for anime fans or to try to persuade people in any way. This video isn't going to stop anyone from pirating, nor encourage anyone to support the official release. I just wanted to document what I have witnessed over the years as a fan of anime and manga, while providing my own perspective on the matter. But feel free to let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Just wanted to say I've been really appreciating the support for the channel. We just recently hit 75,000 views, and it's crazy. Like, just saying that number is wild, and I just want to make sure you guys know how much I appreciate, you know, whether you've watched a video, liked the video, commented, subscribed, anything like that. The support is greatly appreciated. I also just wanted to say it's crazy that we've done part 2s for both the canceled manga series and the ethics series. So I mean, I guess look out for, you know, potential new series, look out for potential new additions to existing series, just new videos in general. And got a lot of ideas planned, and I hope you guys can stick around for the ride. So yeah, let me know what you guys think on the matter in the comments below, about how you feel about piracy and ethics, even about other things. Like, I know video games is like a big thing, especially with, you know, Nintendo and whatnot. But yeah, guys, thanks so much, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.